EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Superdome in downtown New Orleans.
Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Chargers and the New Orleans Saints. Kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans.
Taking it about the 1.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Play action. It's Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Herbert off of play action. They'll roll him out right.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He'll buy some time right. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And he barely gets it out of the end zone to the 1. What a disaster.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Winston. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 15. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. Winston. Over the middle, complete. It's Ingram. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Here's Winston.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler,
37 yards.
And the Chargers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Now Winston.
Olave holds it in.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on fourth down.
DeAndre Carter back deep. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. On first down, it's Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one is incomplete.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted.
Picked up by Pete Werner. And the Saints Saints are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. He had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Coming left is Kamara. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3rd and short yardage, Winston. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Jameis now on first down.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Brandon, you know, this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. To throw is Winston.
Got an open man. It's Olave. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 32-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
From the red zone now, Winston. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Again, it's Winston. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. The first down throw for Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a third time. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 41. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
The Charger drive about to get going. That is caught. It's Williams.
He's got room at the 30.
And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams.
59 yards.
And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. On play action, Winston. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range as well, down at the 17-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Gerald Everett from 17 yards out.
And the Chargers are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And it is 28-0. Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Winston now. Finding Taysom Hill, complete.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play fake. Winston. Sliding out of the pocket. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
From the 45 on second down, Winston. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Rolling to his right. And my goodness, another interception.
picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
The play over before it really got started thanks to Pete Warner.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. It's Eckler again. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He's got it to Williams. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there.
And the Chargers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
88 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Play action now. Winston. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete.
Down inside the 10.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taysom Hill, 43 yards. yards.
And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. A good pick up there at 20 yards.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
To throw, Winston. And now here is another interception. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine.
There he goes right side. 20, 10, 5, touchdown LA.
Jalen Guyton, 98 yards. And the Chargers start to open this lead even wider here in the fourth.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 7 yards there and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working out of the gun, Winston.
Finds Hill on the crossing route, complete.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. Here's Winston. They'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Second down and 7.
Winston now from the 50. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll throw again. Winston. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 35. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Charger drive about to get going. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point,
on Herbert, his third interception.
Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Second and 2.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Winston. And now here is another interception. Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
One last shot now for Winston. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day,